Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Hello, once again. Welcome to our Take a Listing Today podcast. We are so glad to have you here. Today's topic is great, but before we even get into that, I want to share with you that you can join us for our live taping in the future. We have a little webinar where you can see these things live. It'll give you a chance to ask questions and maybe even win a prize. And to find out when our next event will be, you want to go to our website, which is takeanewlistingtoday.com. That's a pretty clever website, isn't it?
That's a beautiful website. And you know what? All these podcasts, we're giving you guys substance and content. And think about if you just took the title of what this podcast is and ingrained that in, it became an incantation that you woke up every morning and decide, oh, I'm going to take a listing today, and that's going to start gravitating you towards what to do to make that happen. So it's a great way to start.
Exactly. Yeah. That is a great way to start your day. So I'm Jim Studebaker, Todd Robertson over there, and over here our producer, Lisa Gray.
Lisa Gray.
Glad to have you here. And our topic today, how to get creative with your real estate marketing. There's a bunch of ways that you can do things out of the ordinary to kind of set yourself apart from the other agents that might be in your area. So we're going to go over just a few of the ways that you can do that, and it's going to result in new clients, doing more business with your past clients. So all things that will help you make more money.
And here's the interesting thing, which you guys know this from being in your office and seeing people come and go, that people aren't consistent. People aren't creative. People get in thinking it's going to be way easier, and they don't realize, oh, I need to do marketing. Why? Marketing lets me sell. It gets me to the kitchen table.
And before we start, we have a caller on the line. Deepak, would you like a chance to win something here on our podcast today?
Yes.
Oh, you would. All right. Well, I just happen to have some questions here left over from last week. And we're going to ask you a question. Very easy question. If you get it right, you might win a gift certificate or you might win a copy of Todd's latest book. Are you ready?
You probably already have this, though, right, Deepak? How to Become a Listing Legend?
I don't have this book.
You don't? All right, you've ordered it and it's on the way. Is that what happened?
That must be
It's en route, right? No, I'm kidding. I hope you win it, Deepak, all right?
Sure.
All right, here is your question. What would you do if you wanted to play a cello? Would you A, blow in it, B, pull a bow across it, or C, hit it with a drumstick?
Come on, Deepak. You got this.
What? Blow it.
You would blow it?
Final answer. Do you want to change your mind or keep the mind you already have?
We better not change your mind.
No.
That is not correct. You would pull a bow across it.
Okay.
All right.
Let's give Deepak one more chance.
One more?
He hung in there
All
with
right.
us all the way to the end.
Does he have a
He
phone
did. That was nice.
that access to Google?
All right. How about this one's even easier. I got faith in you, Deepak. You're going to get this one. How many holes does a traditional golf course have?
He's probably a golfer. He knows this easy.
I am not a golfer.
Uh-oh.
I'm not a...
Okay.
Do I have a choice? A, B, C, D?
He wants options.
Your choice is A, 18. That's your only choice.
B, 13, or C, 19.
I 18.
Did you say 18? What is that noise? Are we about to self-explode here?
I think the studio is cutting us off, Deepak.
Not sure what that is.
Deepak, it sounds like you won a book there.
That you won! Yay! You have won. Well, I don't know what that is, but we're going to give you the gift card and the book. How's that sound?
That's wonderful. Thank you.
All right.
Excellent. If you'll type in your address in the bottom so Lisa can make sure we get one of these to you, and we'll sign it for you and also send you a gift card.
Right. So we're going to start with maybe one of the most basic things, which is a video. Maybe you have a new listing, you're going to make a video of it. Maybe you walk through the hallways or do one of these virtual tours. Set yourself apart and create a lifestyle video for the potential new homeowners. Here's what you can do. First of all, have some narration. You want to script a professional narration that highlights what's special about the home as it goes through the different parts of the listing. Tell a descriptive story that gives a feeling of what it would be like to live there. And hey, if you've got a great voice like Todd does, you can just narrate the video yourself. Zoom in and out of each room and focus on specific features, especially if it has something high-end in the building like faucets or a high-end air handler or appliance or something like that. Zoom in on it and mention that it features these outstanding items.
And I'll say, in terms of a real-life example where I live, and you guys might get this where you live, is that I've opted into a handful of realtors that are marketing my neighborhood, their sales funnel. And one gentleman sticks out. Now, he's not amazing with his marketing in terms of hitting the mailbox consistently, but what he does do, whenever he gets a listing in that development, he does the most enthusiastic video, and it's so funny because everyone I see, it's like, wow, that's the most important house in the city, and he puts that much emphasis on it and enthusiasm, and he does a great, great job. And now that little tiny thing makes him stand out from the other people.
Mm-hmm. That'll do it. Here's a great idea. Make sure you show it both during the day and at night, because people want to see, especially if you have a great landscaping outside and lighting on it. You want to see the outside during the day and during the night. Maybe you have a nice chandelier in the house. You want to accent that when it isn't quite so light out. Stage it with actors. So you might need to enlist your spouse, your kids, maybe somebody else, somebody that you know who's not going to screw up the video for you.
Who's not going to try to prank you in the back or photobomb you.
Exactly. So stage the furniture. Maybe show people barbecuing in the backyard or playing in the pool or riding a horse on the property, assuming that your property has like a place for horses, right?
Right. If you don't have a horse, borrow one from your neighbors.
Exactly. So that might look odd if it's just walking through the backyard and it's not supposed to be there.
Right.
Maybe a family watching a movie in a theater or a great room. Baby in the nursery. I don't know where you're going to find a baby to borrow, but it could happen. Here's a nice one. If it's got a spa, jacuzzi, maybe a nice couple sitting in the spa, sipping on some wine.
And what I love about this first topic that we're bringing up today is the following. Number one, you as the realtor, this makes you more real and human because they get to see you and your life, a little bit about you. Mm-hmm. But also you're showing the home in a home, not a house format. It's warm, it's cozy, they're playing, they're eating, so that other potential couple that's going to buy it or person, it's going to give them a better feeling than just flip through photo after photo after photo.
Exactly. And finally, on the creative lifestyle video, include some neighborhood and area footage. Anything that makes it special, whether it's like close to a beach or a park, hiking trails, high-end shopping. Put something in there that makes the area where that home is unique and in demand. So moving on, the next topic that you want to make sure that you have is a stellar mobile presence. Did you know that 54% of consumers now are navigating the internet with their mobile device versus a desktop computer? So you want to make sure whatever online presence you have is mobile friendly. And here's probably the best way to do it. Go onto your own website and look at it from your phone and see if it looks good.
Exactly, because a lot of agents, you think you're doing something great, and let's say somebody goes to find you, they get on the phone, and you didn't think about it has to be mobile optimized, and it's all distorted and terrible. Well, that's the impression. So they're thinking, that's how they're going to market me.
That's a reflection of you.
Right.
Right. Make sure you have a good call to action and a button that's easy to press. It should stand out. Go look at Amazon's website. They've got a great mobile site. They make it really easy to press that button to buy stuff. Images. Make sure your images and videos look just as good as they do on a mobile device than they do on your desktop. And check your headlines to see how they show up on that device. Do it both landscape and portrait. Make sure you don't leave single words dangling on a line because that just looks unprofessional. Keep paragraphs short and make sure that they're easy to read on a mobile phone.
And remember, as we're going through this whole thing, and you guys know this that are listening and watching right now, is that perception becomes reality. And there's numerous examples out there. Hobbs and Herter did a study years ago where there was not an actual agent, and they embedded an agent, did all this marketing, and they polled all this community. Who would you go with? Oh, Sally Agent. And she was not a real agent, but they wanted to prove, does all this marketing work? Remember that study?
I do. That was a good study.
Yep.
So text messages, let's look at those. A report from the National Association of Realtors says 82%, check that, 62%, I need to bring my glasses in, 62% of consumers prefer receiving property information via a text message. And we said statistically, and this was actually in a podcast here from several weeks ago, you've got 5 minutes to respond to your new lead for the best results. And a text message does allow you to respond quickly and easily. And a lot of agents just talk into their phone and have it dictate the text message, right?
Correct. And as we talked earlier, I was originally a couple of years ago against this, right? I would call, following up with realtors that wanted to get in on the Market Dominator, and I would hear their voicemail and say, oh, for a quicker response, text me. And I'm thinking, for a quicker response, I want a live person. But as time's gone on, and I have a lot of real estate friends, and we hang out, and it's interesting, they do a lot of their work, even when the property's in pending, and they just talk to text. Here's where the lockbox is. Boom, they talk with their client. So text does allow you, as long as you're professional, but it allows you to be quick and to be right with them and to not spend a bunch of time. So
right. And one way you can make text messaging even easier is by using a short code. You can get 5 or 6 numbers that a client can text you at. A couple of places for those are Simple Texting and Easy Texting. Those services will give you those 5 or 6 digit numbers that are easier to remember. Maybe use a keyword code, some kind of a custom keyword, add it to your marketing, and use it to request a free offer that then you can give to them. And now you've got their cell phone number so you can follow up. You can also send full campaigns, including images out to a specific group of texts, text phone numbers that you've got. Open houses, images of a new listing, an event that you're holding, or a targeted message for a specific niche market. And along with text messages, you can also send MMS files, which are multimedia files that include videos and audios. So you can have all kinds of options if you use those.
Exactly. And get strong at these tools right now. We're giving you some tools and free resources, and the sole objective is to help you separate from the competition.
So next topic, get hyper-local. What does hyper-local mean? Basically, you are the neighborhood expert in specific areas for specific types of homes. What do you do if you are the hyper-local neighborhood expert? Well, you want to put that on social media. You want to post images of you and your team at local events in the area, volunteering at local charities, be in the local news that is important to that area. Another great idea is to create a blog site. You should offer information that is important to that neighborhood. For example, local schools, local restaurants, housing statistics, shopping, how the area is growing, things like that. And of course, you want opt-ins. You want to get those leads who are interested in that specific area. So offer a comparative analysis of local areas. Offer a list of resources for potential home buyers and sellers, including home improvement professionals, mowing services, painters, etc. Anything that a new homeowner might want in the area.
And on this topic, think about this. If you're not going to get hyper-local, your only other option is to be all things to all people, which if you're all things to all people, it's kind of like the light bulb is going to light the room a little tiny bit. The laser will cut through steel. So if you get hyper-local, like tighten it, boom, they're going to be like, wow, these people are the best in the world at X.
And finally, take part in that community. You should offer to speak at local events, help organize them, join local Facebook groups, networking groups, post comments on local website forums so that people see you are active in that community.
And I love that one for the following reason, because let's say I'm in a neighborhood and Jim's a realtor and I'm getting his marketing pieces, whether he's doing monthly or quarterly, he should be doing monthly, 2-year listing campaign would be ideal. But let's say I'm getting some marketing and then he's doing a community event. So I get to meet him. right? He's dressed well. He has his elevator pitched down. He's sharp. He has some collateral material. Well, now when that marketing piece hits, it's not here, it's way up here. It's like, oh, I met Jim. Jim's sharp. Jim knows the market. He knows the market stats. Get him the listings, get him the referrals.
Right. Now they're excited about going to hear this person talk because, I've heard from that guy before. And they make that connection that, that's the neighborhood expert. That's the guy that you want to talk to.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Right. So to tie all that together, you really want to use a multi-targeted approach to your marketing. You want to hit your farm and your sphere across many platforms. Remember the rule of 3-7-27. If you don't remember that, go back and listen about 5 podcasts ago, and I believe we talked about it.
Exactly. It's on there.
On that one. So your social media account, you need to make sure that you upload email addresses from your farm and your sphere so you can create campaigns targeted just to those people. If your list is too small, don't worry about it. Just use zip codes and create that targeted list.
And let me interject something here because I've seen this happen numerous times, and I know we both have, that some people will put all their eggs in the one basket. The social media, I'm going to do all that.
Right.
Well, they got away from what really makes the realtor: prospecting skills, presentation skills, closing skills. So we want you to use this marketing as long as you're tight at that other stuff, but don't put all your eggs in one basket. We want you to pick 2 or 3 things that we're discussing today, and now you have a multi-pronged approach.
Exactly. So do what feels right for you. Don't make it difficult because then you're not going to do it.
Right.
Emails. Make sure that you follow up your farm and your sphere campaigns with periodic marketing emails with information of value to those lists. And we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about direct mail, right?
Direct mail.
Send ongoing postcards and direct mail to these groups such as holiday postcards, maintenance tips, recipe cards, newsletters, magnetic calendars. Those are popular. Football schedules. Actually, the football schedules on magnets are very popular because you can put those on your refrigerator and have them there all season.
And I'll say something about direct mail because it's fascinating, right? And I have this conversation every week with at least 1 or 2 realtors, and they all admit this. In a world of technology overload, in the world of emails and spam and social media and YouTube and our phones, and in the world of all that, they tell us, and this NAR stat, that 94% of people still go to their mailbox every single day. So if everybody else is zigging, if you zag, you're going to get more attention because they've kind of decided, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And now you got a tangible piece that they can take inside the house.
That's why direct mail is so valuable, because they have that thing they can hold in their hand.
Right.
Phone calls. Don't forget about the phone, right? Make periodic phone calls and just ask about their birthday so you can send them something on their birthday. That would make them feel special. Nobody's going to say, I'm not telling you my birthday, right?
Right. And a phone call means the world because most people are used to getting a phone call when somebody needs something. So make a phone call when you don't need anything, when you want to give something, the law of reciprocity. You're just checking up on them. How is everything going? Can I drop something by? Wow. And you're staying in touch with them. And how many other people are going to do that? Not many, because they're scared. They're in scarcity mode. Where's my next deal? You're going to cultivate these people.
And the last item to cultivate those people, show up in person. What a great idea. Don't have some reasons for you, a personal reason to visit. Just go so you can say hi. Maybe drop off a canned good branded donation bag. We talked about that before on a podcast that you're going to pick up later on and drop off at your local food bank. Walk around your farm area on Halloween during trick or treat and hand out bags with treats and, of course, branded items.
And you know what? People love that. And there's nothing stronger than showing up in person, even when it's unexpected and you're giving something to somebody. And I know a lot of our market dominator agents do that. If they have a slow day, they'll say, okay, they have a friend that owns a store, and they'll get a bunch of gifts, and they'll go drive around and just pass them out. So it's a good feel-good day that also will help you stir. Oh, by the way, before you leave, I have a friend that needs to, guess what? And it's very possible by the end of that day, you leave with a listing because you showed up dressed, you went out and did some great things, and
that would enable you to take a listing today, right? Well, that is the name of the podcast, Take a Listing Today. So hopefully you gathered just a few items out of our discussion today to help you take a new listing today and get creative with your real estate marketing.
And remember, always share with us your success stories, so stay in touch and send those in to us because we like to share your success with other agents around the country.
That's right.
If anybody has a question before we wrap up for today, do we have time to do that? A few seconds?
Well, the music's going to run out, so I'm going to say...
the music's on? Okay.
The music's on, so the Take a Listing Today podcast was brought to you by Prospects Plus, offering a multitude of marketing products that will ensure your success. Visit them at ProspectsPLUS.com. Be sure to like this podcast and subscribe to our podcast channel for all of the latest, best ideas.
Stay strong, stay committed, and we'll talk to you next week.